Welcome back to Nick's Bricks. I'm Nick, and today we complete our series review of LEGO's Aquaraiders 2 with set numbers 7775, Aquabase Invasion. With 810 pieces, Aquabase Invasion is the largest set of the theme, taking the 7th rank on our series partometer. The set features a full crew, a new sub, an apex predator, and the Aquaraiders' base of operations in the shallows. As we'll see, the base includes additional diving gear, an array of tools and equipment, and new modifications on previously seen weaponry. Let's begin with a look at the crew members and their equipment. Aquabase Invasion includes 4 returning crew members, with Edward Teach, last seen in Tiger Shark Attack, and John Rackham returning from piloting Sub 76 in The Shipwreck. Each of them sports dark bluish-gray knit caps. Henry Morgan returns from our most recent review, Crab Crusher, and finally James Hook, who was last seen in Lobster Strike. Henry and James are in full scuba gear with flippers, so we'll be seeing them in the water. The set includes our last variation of Aqua Pack. This time the pack includes a rounded nose and 2 aquatic thrusters made from LEGO's smooth engine elements. The twin engines make this the fastest Aqua Pack in the series, and because of its speed, it features a seat for the operator. The Aqua Pack is the first part of the set's play feature, which we'll see later. The instructions are a bit vague with the crew member assignments, so we'll give the Aqua Pack to Henry Morgan. Staying in the water, let's have a look at the final submarine of the Aquaraiders fleet. The sub of Aquabase Invasion is a similar style to Sub 76 from The Shipwreck, and is a handy sub for utility work. With no previously established designation, I've named this sub the Aqua Shuttle. The Aqua Shuttle's movement is controlled by 2 assets. At the stern is a single rim-driven propeller which provides the forward movement. Mounted on a Technic axle, connector, and pin, the propeller has just enough space to allow a slight pivot for additional maneuverability. The second assets are the 2 large buoyancy cylinders at the bottom which control the sub's depth. With a single rim-driven propeller and the bulky buoyancy tubes, the shuttle is the slowest vessel in the Aquaraiders fleet. Just ahead of the propeller are the red and green signal lights, and above them is a hydro intake and vents made from hinge bricks and grill tiles, making for some greebling. At the topside bow are dual hydro cannons. The cannons are the same build as seen on the Aqua Crawler from Lobster Strike, and operate the same, casting a stream of water to drive away local wildlife without harming them. The cannons pivot laterally to aim. At the sides of the bow are large external lights to illuminate the Aqua Shuttle's path. Mounted on bar bricks and modified plates, the lights can pivot, but I believe they're meant to be stationary. The cockpit uses the half-sphere canopy in trans brown and pivots down to access the interior. The interior is basic, with only 2 red levers for controls and a perch for the pilot. Speaking of whom, the directions may be imprecise with the crew members' assignments, but the box art clearly shows Edward Teach at the helm of the Aqua Shuttle. So, in he goes. The further interior includes the cargo hold. At midship, the wall panels pivot downward on snap joints to reveal a compartment holding a crate of valuables. The treasure included in Aquabase Invasion was previously collected and stored in a crate at the Aquabase until being loaded onto the shuttle to be transported to the surface. The treasure consists of 4 chrome gold coins and 2 aquamarine jewels. The Aqua Shuttle lacks mechanical arms for collecting treasure, and its lighter weaponry is less than ideal for fending off predators. With its slower movement and cargo space, its primary use is to haul cargo to the surface and occasionally scout areas. With the Aqua Shuttle firmly established as a utility vessel, Edward Teach had best avoid the aggressive apex predator in these waters. Let's have a look at the octopus. The last apex predator of the Aquaraiders 2 theme is the giant octopus. This colossal invertebrate has staked a claim to this area of the shallows and is fiercely aggressive towards outsiders in its territory. The 8 legs of the octopus have 2 variations, with the primary difference being the color of the webbing made from 2x4 wedge plates being tan or dark blue. The dark blue variation of tentacles connect to the body on the lower level and rotate on technic pins. The tan variations connect to the upper level on snap joints, allowing them to pivot laterally. Past these details, the 8 tentacles are the same build with snap joints and technic pins and connectors, leading to LEGO's dinosaur tail midsections and ends, with each segment pivoting, allowing plenty of articulation and posing. The octopus includes a few glow-in-the-dark elements, a feature we haven't seen since Angler Ambush. The tips of the tentacles are the first phosphorescent pieces, with the rest of the tentacles built in the beast's principal color, dark blue. Turning the octopus over, we get a look at the suction cups on the underside of the tentacles, made from 1x1 round plates, and the maw of the beast, with a circle of barbs creating a row of outer teeth, and a technic gear creating the inner rows of teeth further in the mouth. Returning right side up, above the 8 legs are the octopus' huge eyes. The eyes are made from a few rare pieces, so let's remove and disassemble for a better look. With the eye disassembled, we see its components include a common 1x1 round plate, 2 3x3 ball turret hemispheres, and the socket in dark blue that holds everything together. The eye is assembled by placing the red and white marbled hemisphere into the socket, followed by the clear. The 1x1 round plate is inserted into the anti-stud of the clear hemisphere, creating the pupil. The completed assembly is then added to the body. With the marbled red distorted by the clear hemisphere, the blurred varying reds add a layer of realism to the eyes. The final layer of this optical nightmare is a further glow-in-the-dark element, with the clear hemisphere being marbled with phosphorescent material. Now the octopus can stare straight into your soul. Moving up, we see the octopus's head, which uses a cockpit base and windshields to keep the shape and proportions. The back of the head is made from a cockpit base, which is flanked by dark blue bubble canopies at each side. The same bubble canopies were featured heavily in our Alpha Team Mission Deep Freeze series review. The front of the head is made from a trans-brown windshield with a printed pattern of spots and scales. Peering through the transparent layer, we can see the octopus's digestive system, and shockingly, the remains of a human skeleton adorned with an Aquaraiders helmet and goggles. The inclusion of a deceased Aquaraider is the peak of the edginess the theme is known for. With the evidence of a departed peer in the stomach of this beast, the danger has never been greater for the remaining crew members. While this could be a nameless crew member we've never seen before, I can point out that William Kidd and Charles Vane are excluded from Aquabase Invasion, opening up the possibility that this was a known diver in the series. In addition to the octopus' last meal, the innards include the last glow-in-the-dark elements of the build, with 2 bionicle spines illuminating through the transparent skin of the gargantuan sea dweller. With the threat that the giant octopus poses never more apparent, let's have a look at the Aquaraiders' base and what they have to fend off such a creature. Here we have Aquaraiders' base, the point of origin for all the Aquaraiders' deployments in the shallows. Sporting the latest in technology and weaponry, the base is a haven for the Aquaraiders, and the only place they are truly safe from the wildlife in this area. The seafloor includes brick-built rock formations, large rock panel pieces, a bright light orange crab scurrying around the perimeter, and no less than 4 series signature trans-green seaweed elements. The man-made features of the seafloor include a pair of red tanks with hoses running to ports on the lower section of the base. Presumably, this is some kind of power source. The weight of the structure is supported by girders and stanchions made necessary by the varying rocky terrain of the seafloor. Some of the supports are even built into the larger rocks in the area. To the side of the primary structure is a landing platform for the Aqua shuttle. The large platform includes docking struts and a red tank to resupply the craft. The whole platform is lined with navigation lights to help guide the shuttle when docking. The docking platform connects to the main structure by an aqua path. Elevated off the seafloor, the path is lined with guide lights and a short railing to usher divers from the sub to the main base. The path leads to a short ladder and then the main hatch. Made from a 6x6 inverted radar dish, the exterior of the hatch features a hand wheel to seal and unseal the access, with indicator lights showing when it's clear to open. We'll have a look at the interior of the hatch in a moment. Protruding from the base at a downward angle is a tunnel structure. A pair of rails extend from the bottom of the chute and rest on the surface off the base plate. The chute is held in place by Technic pins, allowing the tunnel end to adjust its height to accommodate an unlevel surface. Outside from its rails and base, the tunnel is a single piece made from an aircraft fuselage element in translight blue. The fuselage element is adorned with stickers showing yellow and black caution stripes. At the top of the fuselage element is a yellow wall panel on snap joints with stickers showing supply compartments. The panel fills the gap between the tunnel and the rest of the base, and the chute itself is the second part of the set's play feature, so we'll be seeing more of this later. Further up is the base's first form of weaponry in two 6-barrel spear cannons. The astounding upgrade to the spear cannons of Tiger Shark Attack and Crab Crusher, these fierce cannons hold 6 spears and are capable of launching in quick succession. Connecting on Technic ball and socket joints, the cannons pivot to aim their volley. In addition to their high capacity, the spear cannons are controlled by automated targeting systems. Situated in the upper corners of the cannons are sensors housed in trans-clear domes that collect targeting information. The domes keep the sensitive equipment dry as they scan the area for targets. Past the spear cannons are the large windows and hoses that span the length of the base. While the windows are the standout feature of the base, aesthetically the hoses fill the gaps and keep the color scheme balanced. Functionally, the hoses carry electrical conduit, breathing air, and clean water throughout the base. The familiar 2x2 printed tile bearing the Aquaraiders Trident logo is displayed on the divider at the center of the main windows. Placed above the large main windows are a second pair of smaller windows adorned with stickers showing black and yellow caution stripes. The side of the base opposite the docking platform, aqua path, and entry hatch is rather barren, save for one small window providing an alternate view. At the apex of the base is the Aqua turret. Featuring our third and final torpedo of the series, the turret is built around the launcher and projectile arrow elements. Flanking the torpedo launch tube are 4 spear cannons, and further out to the sides are domed targeting sensors. The dual sensors share information, creating a targeting array so the turret can function automatically or switch to manual operation. When under manual operation, the targeting data is fed to the control station at the rear of the turret. Speaking of the control station, the rear of the turret holds the open control deck. A bar handle makes for an accommodating seat back since the operator will be in full scuba gear, and 2 red levers create the controls, while a bar plate at the very end is used to stow the operator's flippers. James Hook has been assigned to operate the Aqua turret. The Aqua turret connects to its base on Technic pins and connectors, allowing for a vertical pivot. The whole assembly is built on a 2x2 turntable for 360 degrees of rotation, leaving no area of the base undefended. With the exterior details covered, let's have a look at the interior. As with most LEGO bases, the Aquaraiders headquarters is a dollhouse-style build. Swinging around to the back, we get our first view of the interior. The interior is kept well illuminated by overhead lights, and the central pillar provides structural support from the water pressure outside. The pillar build is adorned with stickers on both sides showing exclamation points inside a triangle indicating caution should be taken around the structural support. The large room is composed of 4 main sections. To the right side is the equipment bay, storing additional scuba equipment for Edward Teach and John Rackham if needed. The additional gear includes 2 Aquaraiders helmets with goggles, 2 air tanks with hoses and respirators, a pair of flippers, and a spear gun. An additional spear gun and flipper rack are placed at the opposite side of the base. The equipment bay includes the entrance from the hatch we saw on the exterior earlier. The interior of the hatch shows the locking mechanism and lever, and the whole assembly pivots open by rotating on a bar with clip and stud holder element. With the lack of a drainage vestibule, the use of the hatch without flooding the entire base may require some extra suspension of disbelief. The next section is the observation deck with a control and communication station. With the large windows being made from 2 massive translite blue 12 by 6 by 6 curved windshields, an element most commonly associated with LEGO Star Wars Spitfire class starship Slave One, the observation deck is what initially drew me to this set, and consequently, the series. The large windows and layout of the Aquaraiders base reminded me of the lab in Aquatica from the movie Deep Blue Sea, and the idea of an Aquaraider minifigure looking out the giant windows as a shark swims by stayed in my imagination and sealed the deal. Positioned at the center of the base's giant windows is a narrow wall providing structural support to the large window elements. To its left is a workstation with a blue chair and a printed 2x2 slope showing a radar screen, an array of buttons and switches, and a disk slot. To the left of the control is a red coffee mug, while the right holds proximity indicator lights, this time in a stacked orientation. We'll place John Rackham at the controls to oversee the operations and provide communication. To the right of the pillar is a radar screen created using a translite blue panel and sticker. The sticker is the same we saw on Sub 21 in Crab Crusher, showing a depth chart, the seafloor typography, and spoilers for our Aquabase Invasion review. To the far left of the base is a fully stocked maintenance bay. Used to maintain and repair the Aqua packs, the maintenance bay includes every tool the Aquaraiders will ever need. A red tank with gauge is nearby for refueling, and the far wall holds a power drill and oil can just below the window. Opposite the wall is a tool rack which holds an open-end wrench, boxed end wrench, a hammer, and a screwdriver. Centered in the area are maintenance struts to keep the Aquapack stationary while it's being worked on. When the Aquapack is ready for deployment, it's moved from the maintenance bay by the built-in crane arm. Built with 4 snap joints, the crane arm is operated by a control assembly in the equipment bay and lifts the Aquapack with its hook. With the pack secured, the crane pivots on a Technic pin and gently lowers the Aquapack into the moon pool at the center of the base. Maintaining ambient pressure through hydrostatic equilibrium, the moon pool gives the Aquaraiders quick access to the sea and is the third and final element of the Aquabase's play feature. With the Aquapack placed in the moon pool and Henry Morgan on board, we raise the rear platform and Henry and the Aquapack are deployed through the chute and into the sea with momentum. The rear platform includes side rails made from 1x4 panels, and the whole assembly is held level by a flexible rubber axle connector. When the rear platform is raised, the side rails line up with the rails of the chute, and the Aquapack slides down smoothly, gaining momentum as it goes. With the Aquabase including a rapid deployment play feature, high caliber armaments on its exterior, a highly detailed interior, and a docking station used to send and receive supplies, the Aquaraiders have everything they need to complete their operation here in the shallows. So, can the Aquaraiders successfully collect the treasures of the shallows and safely shuttle their claimed valuables back to land? Or will the octopus begin a steady diet of Aquaraiders for the foreseeable future? Only the LEGO maniacs can decide. Aquaraiders 2 is an excellent series with each set fleshing out the underwater adventure and danger. While the terrain builds establish the setting, the dangerous creatures of the sea create the natural hazards of the environment, and the sunken treasure provide the tempting reward. While not necessarily as iconic as some other AquaZone inhabitants, the cool design of the Aquaraiders minifigures and their equipment stand out with their unique color scheme and more modern build techniques. And of course, the Aquaraiders fleet, from the Aqua Vespa to Sub 21. Some vessels more fanciful, while others more based in reality, but all inspire imaginative play and adventure. While its influence can still be seen today in nautical city and town sets, the theme most impacted by Aquaraiders 2 is definitely LEGO's Atlantis, which was released only 3 years later and is on our radar for a series review of its own. With Aquaraiders 2 being the most recent sub-theme under its banner, we're nearly 2 decades since our last venture into the AquaZone. Here's to hoping that LEGO doesn't forget about this beloved theme and returns to the depths for more aquatic adventure. As we conclude our Aquaraiders 2 series review, we exit the AquaZone and return to space, rewinding the clocks to 1997 for LEGO's UFO series. With close links to the Explorians theme, UFO is the second of my big three, and I'm excited to share my thoughts on this series with all of you. Until then, this has been Nick with Nick's Bricks. Thank you for watching, and remember, build, disassemble, repeat.